How are we doing here? How are we doing here? That any good? Is that any good? Yeah, looks okay. Looks okay. Oh, oh, Jesus. Two people there. Two people there. Who's this? Be More Ron. Hi, Be More Ron. Hello, Alan Murphy. Larry Reich. Glass of water. Hi, hey Ed, what's going on? Not what I'd like to be going on, to be honest with you. uh, cheers, mate. Yeah, glass of water. Moses Roses. That's good. Yeah, yeah. Nice to hear from you. Ben Leno, Randy Mack, Matt Frost, Richie Bang, Andres Houtman. Hello from the Netherlands. Yeah. Oh, I like the Netherlands. I do. Well, I've been to Amsterdam anyway. I like Amsterdam. Simon Bridges. Hi to you all. Yeah, quite a few people there. I don't know if anyone else is doing any live streams right now, but that's their business anyway. Garrett Potter, how are you, Garrett? How are you keeping? Well, Randy Mack, walking dude, how are you? Randy Mack, I expect you back in Cebu and Pattaya in August. Now this, okay, 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 right, okay. So let's see, now what the hell happened there? That's never happened on this device before. This primitive device I'm using, that I'm using is you know, there's people back in here. Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Well, we've got the trolls here anyway, so you know, that's always a good sign. Listen, apologies for that. That's never happened before on this thing. This primitive device, this tablet that I'm using here, is primitive, but it's never actually happened before. You know that would have been. So let's just hope. Who's just said that? No electricity. Is someone suggesting I didn't have enough 50 pences to put in a box? Is that what you suggested? Okay, they're the olden days. Okay, where are we now? Now, hopefully that won't happen again. A signal come up there, a message come up to say YouTube is updating its, well, this, that, and the other, whatever. But anyway, I'm back on air now. There's 56 people watching. And let's see now. Mickey Bang, Ed is still on dial-up internet. No, I'm not. I've got my own Wi-Fi here. Crank up to the 56K mod. It's, you know, whatever. Okay. Gaz Stevens, I'll be flying Bangkok to July the 11th, right? Now, somebody, before I was rudely interrupted with that, you know, that little interruption there, whatever it was, somebody mentioned that they're going to Pattaya and somewhere else in August. Now, this is basically what I want to talk about. Basically, you know, has anyone got any plans for this year? Is anyone making any plans at the moment for this year? Because to be honest, I'm not. Because to be honest with you, I just can't really see how anyone can plan anything in the year 2020. I really can't. Dean Gray's crashing this feed. Yeah, okay. Simon Bridge, have you booked anywhere for 2010? I still want to see how things go with the unmentionable. If I booked anything for 2020, no. I've been back here, home, UK, for a couple of weeks now, 2.5 weeks, whatever. And usually by now, I'm itching to, you know, well, usually by now I'm scanning the internet for flights to Bangkok. It's usually Bangkok. And, you know, for maybe beginning of September, you know, whatever. I like that moment when I've got it in the bag. You know, even though it would be months away, to actually you know, book that flight and have it in the bag, that would be you know, terrific. You know, I always punch the air and that's it. You know, I've got something to look forward to. this just doesn't seem to me to be a year to be making plans. I can't really see how anyone can seriously plan because no one knows what's going to happen in the future. Who's this? Flight booked September to Manila, but it won't be on the plane. 2020 is a write-off. Well, I hate to say it, but yeah, that's the way it's looking to me. It looks to me like 2020 is a write-off. Even if things are back to, I wouldn't say they were back to normal by the end of this year or towards the end of this year, but maybe a bit of normality. You just wouldn't know. When you book a flight, you need to plan months in ahead, and months in ahead. I mean, what's going to happen months in ahead? Nobody knows right now. Yeah, Dean Gray, sorry your live feed was crashing, it's all good now. Okay, well that's cool, okay. Now my live, this primitive device that I'm using, it's a good word, that primitive, I like that word, isn't it? Okay, this primitive device that I'm using here, I would like to replace it with something a lot better. The fact is all the department stores are closed by now. Where am I going to get a new mobile phone from or whatever? Let me tell you, I do not buy electronics, mobile phones, cameras, laptops, whatever. I don't buy them from the internet. I just don't do that. I'm old-fashioned. If I'm going to buy something, like a laptop or anything, then I will go to a well-established department store and speak to people and ask questions and whatever. That's the way I choose to buy stuff like that. So my plan was to get a better live stream going, maybe with an iPhone or whatever. Everything's closed. You look at the high street, all the mobile phone shops are all closed. The major department stores where you're likely to buy, everything's closed. What can you do? Just what can you do right now? I was booked for June cancelled, hopefully November Pattaya. But as you say, no one knows. Okay, yeah, fine. Well, that's it. I mean, Augustus 20, I do a good 2020 a miss. Travel health could be a problem. Yeah, it certainly could be. And don't always bear in mind that if this it's not going to be over anytime soon. It's not going to be over anytime soon. It hasn't peaked yet in the number of deaths, and they've got to bring it down and down and down. And when they eventually start getting the numbers down, do you really think they're going to open everything up? Then they're going to get those numbers down to zero, really, before you can really actually start opening up things again. As long as the threat is there, you can't reopen everything. This lockdown's going to last for a long time. Let's see. I find on Rev, Kirk Williams, Gareth Isaac, same here in Germany. Lockdown's just been extended for another 2 weeks. I don't think lockdown is a matter of weeks. I think it's a matter of months, many months. That's the way it seems to me. Always bear in mind that once this virus, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, is over and under control, where the world is going to be faced with a mighty, mighty recession. It's going to be a mighty recession, and Jesus Christ, it's going to be who's got the money to go, go abroad, or a lot of those businesses in places like Thailand are going to go out of business. They're going to go out of business. You will probably later on this year find a lot of those bars that you're familiar with have closed. They've got for sale signs. It's you just can't plan. You cannot plan. I'm as miserable as anyone right now. I like to be a cheerful chappy, but right now, I things are not what they are. I mean, when this pandemics started, I come back to here in the UK, and it seems strange, really, driving around empty roads and. Like driving in the 1950s or 1960s, it was kind of nice for a while. But after a while, the grim reality will strike you, and you will realise that this is a dreadful issue. This is going to be around for a long time to come. Andrew Johnson, how are you, Andrew? Good to hear from you. Maybe the session will be good for the pound against the Thai baby. Did he say Thai baby there? Or I think he meant Thai bar, didn't he? Yeah. Whatever. This government is keeping let's get that back up again. Well, it's late at night anyway. Okay, this is a primitive. This is a primitive device that I'm using late night on a Wednesday. But think of me as a late night mysterious radio host. It just pops up out of nowhere. Come on, come back to me, chat. Come back to me. Eric, hi, do you ever hit up the Cavern in Liverpool? I visit UK. With the Cavern, that's the place where the Beatles played. I know there's a club there now called the Cavern. I don't live in Liverpool. I haven't lived there for years, so I don't really know what's going on there. Is yeah, Stu. Just go over a walk and see the grazing 20 stone things and nature chasing lamb and anything else to the number. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is something else that I want to talk about as well. Something else I want to talk about. In Thailand, Pattaya, no alcohol. Oh, how bad can things get? I mean, it seems. I'm just glad that I got out of there. I'm so glad I got out of there. I'd be climbing walls by now. It's bad enough, being told the bars are closing, and then you can't get a beer with your afternoon meal, and then to be told there's a curfew coming in, so you've got to be back in your hotel at a certain time. But the final straw, no alcohol, not even from the 7-Eleven or the Family Mart. No, Jesus, man cannot survive without alcohol. I would go crazy. I would be, oh, Jesus, I'd be climbing walls. I'd be climbing walls, man. I just couldn't go. You've got to have a beer. You have got to have a beer or, a glass of something. Otherwise, you go, what's the point of being alive? Andrew Johnson, thank you, Andrew. Very, very kind of you. I really appreciate that. Still hope for Asia in October. 6-week journey. Have a beer on me. Well, I will do, Andrew. Thanks for that. I know that you've been already disappointed, Andrew. I will be as well because you were planning, for that trip for April, for 6 weeks, Cambodia and Thailand. I can only hope that it goes well, but let's just say that for October, that seems like a long way away. That's 6 months away. That sounds fine. Now it's possible that the virus may be well under control by then. Will it be forgotten by then? No, I doubt it. But the fact is that in order to plan things, can you plan? Can you really plan at that time? Because when you're talking about plans, I like to plan months ahead. I book my flight months ahead, and then, you plan months ahead, and then you have the fun of booking hotels piece by piece. I just hope, and everything's back to normal by then. Let's see. Who's this? Mark Smith, my last night in Pattaya, 18th of March, was quite locked. Everyone was. I actually arrived in Pattaya. I done a lot of traveling through the winter time, the autumn and winter time. And my plan was, there I go using that word plan again. My plan was, I've done all my culture stuff, Vietnam and wherever. The idea is to really go out on a real blowout in Pattaya for the last 3 weeks. I arrived in Pattaya 17th of March, St. Patrick's Day, really with just the aim of just eat, drink, live the hedonistic lifestyle for 3 weeks and then really go out with a bang. Maybe go out with quite a lot of bangs, but I think you know what I mean. But basically I arrived there in March 17th, and already people were telling me that the following day things are going to start closing down. And then piece by piece, it just got worse and worse. And apparently, since I've left, it's even worse now. Even the 7-Elevens are not serving alcohol. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Let's damn good finish that one off. Oh. Listen, I hope everyone's keeping really well right now. It's. I don't know anyone, absolutely anyone, who is cheerful at this moment in time. Back here in the UK, the sun is shining. It's doesn't been any rain since I come back here. You know, it's not particularly warm, but there's a beautiful blue sky, you know, out there every day. Not a hint of rain. Fantastic climate, and yet everyone's miserable. Daniel Kelly, hi Ed, you left me tired 30 miles, lucky to get out. That was, I was just 2 days ahead. I'm sorry that I missed you, Daniel. I would have loved to have met up with you, but they'd already closed all of those bars. Yeah, I was lucky to get out as well. I got out a couple of days before that, and I'm just glad. I didn't have to pay any extra. I mean, you know, they changed my flight, and Thai Airways changed my flight, so it didn't cost me any extra. I know there's a lot of people in Thailand and other places right now who've had to pay thousands and thousands of pounds, money which they may not necessarily be able to claim back. You know, to rearrange the flights, and you know, some have spent thousands of pounds and are still stranded. So I was lucky. I got off lightly, really. The only extra money that I had to pay was my National Express coach didn't take me all the way home. They dropped me off, so you know, a £42 taxi journey from where the National Express dropped me off to get home. £42 taxi journey. No problem with that. You know, I got off lightly. I got off lightly. Okay. Are you experienced? Is there anything to do in Vietnam besides the nightlife? There is tons of things to do in Vietnam. Vietnam's a fantastic country. From Hanoi to Halong Bay to Hoi An, Hue, Nha Trang, Dalat, Saigon, the Mekong Delta. There's tons of stuff to do in Vietnam. You know, you got beaches, you got great culture, fantastic people. You know, it's certainly not all about the nightlife. Far from it. Well, this is important. Okay, it's time to get serious here. Stefan Badger, number of homeless Thai people is rising. No money, no work, no food. They have more problems as you can imagine. Well, my heart goes out to them. Yeah, I can really understand that. Really understand that, because there's no tourists there now. Not even though this is more or less out of season now, it's going out of season. Then you know, there would normally be some tourists there, but if everyone's locked down, I mean, you know, yeah, my heart goes out to them. You know, I hope they're all right. I have more sympathy for them than I do with me, because at the end of the day, I live in the UK and I paid my taxes here, so hopefully the UK would look after me if ever times got hard. But yeah, the Thai people, I do have great sympathy for them. I hope they're okay. Let's see, who's this? Uh, Joe Walker, a young lad, what's your opinion about travelling around Southeast Asia? What part of the world would you recommend to go to next? Well, I love South America. South America's, you know, if you like landscapes, they don't come any better than South America. You know, you're talking Bolivia was my favourite landscape. Peru, of course, but you've got to be able to stomach that altitude. You know, you've got to. Andrew Jones want to live out there next year. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. I wouldn't say no to that either. Yeah, what was I saying about South America? You know, I know a lot of Peru is the most well-known, spectacular landscape in South America, but I actually thought Bolivia was better. You know, you get those rickety old buses out into the mountains, and wow, it's amazing. I travelled all through South America by public bus. Amazing. You know, I must dig out some of those old videos sometime. Dean Gray, the country might open next month. Do you think it would be a good time to go to Thailand? No, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say any time soon was a good time to go to Thailand. I wouldn't say that. Um, no, well, nobody knows what's going to happen with this coronavirus. You know, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say. You're not supposed to say that way. Nobody knows what's going to happen with the virus. It's just getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. The figures are rising every day, especially through Europe and maybe America. Thailand, funnily enough, is seems to be one of the countries that's getting it under control. Yeah, but perhaps it might be might be an idea. You might be more safe there than you are in Europe or America or whatever. So, but I think when people are talking about a few weeks time or a month or two, I think that's far too soon. I just get the feeling it's going to take a lot longer than that to get anything back to normal. There's a point that I want to make there about that. It's a point I want to make about that. That guy, can't remember his name, he said, would it be a good time to go out to Thailand? If things go back to, the virus gets under control and they do open up again, would it be a good time to go out to Thailand? For one thing, you're coming into the rainy season, by the way, pretty soon out there. But, I'm reminded that once, you remember the tsunami in Thailand? Was that about 18 years ago? Something like that. That dreadful tsunami. Um, I remember one guy who there was a guy I know who used to love going out to Thailand, and he loved to go out there, because of the ladies. He he even made no secret. He went out there purely because he wanted to have fun with the ladies. Good for him. So what? So what? If that's what you like, why the hell not? But somebody, a friend of his, I was talking to, um, in the aftermath of the tsunami, I think it was just a week that it had just happened, and everyone was talking about the tsunami, and people, so many thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, lost their lives in that tsunami. And this guy mentioned his friend, and he says, my friend George, you know him. I said, yeah, I know. He said he's going out to Thailand next week. He's going there, and we all know what he goes there for. He goes out there to have fun with the ladies. He's going out to Thailand next week. For one of his, raunchy holidays. And I said, yeah. So what? He told us a bit insensitive, isn't it? I mean, they've just had this terrible tsunami out there. People have lost their lives, and now he's going out to Thailand to have fun with the women out there. I mean, it's a bit insensitive, that, isn't it? I said, well, you think so, mate? Well, I see it in a different way, mate. Those people have just suffered a terrible catastrophe. With this tsunami and the economy and everything's devastated this one time. The last thing that they need is for people to start cancelling their holidays. That's the last thing that they need. If your mate's going out to Thailand to have fun, then good for them. They need tourists. They need tourists right now. But this guy said, "Oh, I never thought about it that way." So, and this brings me back to what this chappie's just been saying a moment ago. If the Thais are going to suffer terrible hardship, as are many people in Asian and other countries. I suppose. So I suppose if they get this, if they do get this virus under control and start reopening again, yeah, they're going to need tourists. So that chappie you said, is it a good time to go out there? It could well be. They'd appreciate it. They need the tourists right now. We all need something to help us. Anyway, what have we got here now? Who's this? Getting a bit. Yeah, let's see. Okay, what have we got now? Okay. Uh, Daniel Mills, I want to in the rainy season to town in June. I had to buy a condom suite from 7-Eleven though, yeah? Yeah, good for you, mate. Yeah, good for you. Uh, yeah, okay. Asian Paradise, that's not true. They say, who's this? Steph about it. Is Guiviancy the same size as, say, Pub Street in Siam Reap? Are you experts? Yeah, it is about the same size as that. Pub Street in Siam Reap, Guivian Street. Yeah, it's probably a similar size. Maybe Guivian's a little bit bigger because that's a city. But it is very, very similar. You've got a lot of young backpacker types there. But, just ignore them, ignore them. There's plenty, for older fellas, yeah, to do as well. Just because there's a lot of young people in these places, young backpacker types, doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't go there. You know what they say. You're only as old as the woman you feel. Where are we now? Okay. Uh, yeah, okay. Malcolm Campbell, he's booked for August. Good luck to you, mate. Where are we now? Where are we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Andrew, yeah, 80% of Thailand's income is tourism. Yeah, they need the tourists. You know, when things reopen there, yeah, they're gonna need the tourists. They really, really are. They really are. How we pick, the whole world needs to get back to normal before we start traveling. Okay, John Evans, are we going to forget those who started this virus? I don't know. I don't think it's the climate to start blaming people. I think, we yeah, yeah, I'm not an investigative journalist, and you know, I've heard some conspiracy theories going about, but I don't think we can start blaming people. Not yet, anyway. Okay. Yeah, let's see now. Yeah, who's that there? Wait a minute. Who's that? Grows his own parsnips. Hope it's higher don't end up like Detroit. That would be heartbreaking. Well, I've never been to Detroit. Do you get a good dirty massage in Detroit? Is that what you're saying? Detroit? I always thought that was to do with Motown and all that kind of stuff, and dirty dirty massages in Detroit. Well, could be on the menu. Let's see. Uh, when Thailand, do you think when Thailand reopens, the price will be more or less expensive? They'll want to they'll want to make as much money. They'll want to recuperate some of the money that they've lost. Oh, but this is this isn't just sad. This is probably every country on the planet. When this virus is under control, then we're the whole world is going to be facing one hell of a recession. Last night on the news, I heard these experts saying that it's the recession that's going to come, and it will come because all these businesses across the world, airlines, everything is closing down and losing money. There's going to be one hell of a recession. On the news, they actually said that it could be the worst recession for 300 years. More so than the Great Depression of the 1920s, the recessions that came in the centuries before that. How true all that is, I don't know, but it doesn't take a genius, it doesn't take an economist to figure out this is going to be, there's one hell of a recession awaiting us. There's one hell of a recession. Okay, let's see. This is you drink this stuff when you think that you're gaining the pound. This is Coors Light. It's okay, but it's couldn't drink it all the time. Couldn't drink it all the time. Gonna have a real beer in a minute. Okay, let's see what we got now. Bobby, yeah, 300 years. Yeah, okay, yeah. Came when the virus was we're going to have to live through a Great Depression. Well, personally, in my lifetime, I've lived through three recessions, not one, not two, but three recessions. So it's not new to me. But this one, it's this recession that's going to come. Well, look at the last recession. 11, 12 years ago. What was the cause of that? It was the cause of the subprime. People banks giving mortgages to people who couldn't afford to repay them. That's bad enough. That triggered off, a horrendous world recession. But this one, just look at this one. Just look at everything closed and every businesses on the planet seems to be suffering right now. This is going to be the recession to end all recessions, and Jesus Christ, I don't know. Daniel Kelly, Eddie trying to cheers us up. Okay, yeah, okay, I get it in. Yeah, Kenny Wills asked me what was the 1929 recession like. Oh, I remember it well. Buddy, can you spare a dime? Yeah, I don't look that old, do I? I probably do. Okay, let's see. Who's having IPAs? You jammy bastard. Hey, Brown, I've had some great IPAs tonight. Eddie bottles from. I've never bought IPAs in this country. I tend to. Oh, I have had it in Weatherspoons. Is that can I say whether is that advertising? I think you get it there. But yeah, they do some nice beers in Vietnam. You get IPA, and it was very nice, but not cheap. Got a forthcoming video where which features a nice glass of IPA. Very, very nice because when you're traveling to those hot countries, you drink cold beer, lager, but after a while gets a bit bland, doesn't it? It gets a bit bland. You want something a bit different. Yeah, the IPA was lovely. Yeah. Okay, Brian Dawson, how are you in Geordie land? Good to hear from you. Let's see now. Let's see now. Yeah, all the business failed in Detroit in the early 1980s and lost 80% of its population. I don't know Detroit, but in terms of somewhere like Pattaya, I think you compared it to that place is always going to bounce back. It will always bounce back one way or the other, but the times are going to be tough. The times are going to be tough. Isn't it funny? Yet somebody, Bertie Bowles, mentioned the exchange rate in Thailand. No one's really talking about that much right now. I mean, during this year's travels, my traveling adventures. I started off in where did I start? In Poland, Krakow. That's right, yeah. And then soon afterwards, by the end of September, I was out in Pattaya in Thailand. And you can remember as far back as September, 7 months ago, what everyone was talking about when you mentioned Thailand, everyone was talking about the strong Thai baht and how it was driving, tourists away. It was driving tourists away because the Thai baht was just getting stronger and stronger against other currencies, especially the weak British pound. And I seen a couple of YouTube videos where they're reporting there was less tourists around than there should be, even though September was out of season. It still should have been busier than that. But that was the reason that everyone was talking about Thailand is finished because their baht is just getting stronger and it's going to become unaffordable. But that isn't the reason people are talking about now. It's obviously it's this terrible virus. I've got a Thai girlfriend waiting for me to go back to. Good for you, mate. Good for you. I hope she's put the kettle on for you. Okay. Yeah. Ian Bowden, have you cut your own hair yet? I did mine today. No, this is interesting. This is interesting. I'm going to have to. Yeah, I've never ever cut in my life cut my own hair. I always go to the barbers. But a friend of mine did say, like, gets his hair cut regularly. The barbers are all shut now. He said, the way things are going, we're all going to end up like hippies. I mean, if no one can go to the barbers, I mean, we're all going to start looking like hippies in the coming months. You never know. You never know. Perhaps 2020 could be the re-emergence of the summer of love. By the time we come out of it in the summer, if we all got long hair, we'll think, what the hell? If the summer of love has arrived around today. Love and peace. Woodstock, let's all cram 250,000 people into a field and pretend it's the 1960s again. You know what? I really like that. I wouldn't mind that. I really enjoy that. Okay. Howard Glickman, how much was the Coors Light? Well, I got it out the co-op. I got 4 cans for £4.40. You can get it for cheaper if you're prepared to queue up in Asda, but I'm not prepared to queue up. I'll tell you what. Last time I went to Asda was a while back, and I went there really do some shopping, especially get some Lamb's Navy rum. So I went to Asda. I ended up spending a fortune on goods, only to discover that they were out of Lamb's Navy rum. So I wouldn't have bothered. You know what I mean? And now I see these big queues going into Asda, people queuing around the block, and I think, no. The last time I went into Asda and bought lots of stuff, they didn't have any Lamb's Navy rum, so I'm not going to stand in a big queue only to be disappointed on a major scale. Besides, I know a little corner shop somewhere where where I can get Lamb's Navy rum from, so it's not a problem. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see now. Let's see. Have I finished that thing there? Yeah, I think I finished that one there. It's a bit weak. It's okay, but it's refreshing, but it's a bit weak, this one. And what's his name? What's his name advertised this? What's his name? The Belgian fella. Uh, John Claude Van Damme, yeah, the Belgian fella. Some of you thought I was going to say someone. Yeah, okay, but we won't. We won't even go in there. We won't mention that. Okay, Yo-Yo, you got any plans for 2020? I've got no plans at all. No plans for 2020. Under the present circumstances, how can anyone make any plan? Except for one plan. One plan is that next I'm going to have a Cronenberg. That's my only plan. My only plan for this year. No, you just can't. You can't make. Let's see. Daniel Kelly. See, we all get the money out of the bank. There's quite a few of us going to have to get some money out of the bank. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Ian Brown. How's my work affected by the situation? It's crap. It's crap. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I'm semi-retired anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay, that went down all right. Let's see. It is what it is. I'm hoping that this year I can do other things. Look, you know, in the title of this live stream, I put the word plans in the title of this. Plans are very important. Now, you know, there are those people who like to plan everything and some people who do things on the spur of the moment. I mean, this, you know, this live stream is about the only thing that I do on the spur of the moment. But plans are very, very important to me, especially when I travel, because, you know, I've been traveling for many, many years. And, you know, I work, I earn money, I save money, I plan money. I book my flight. I plan how much I'm going to spend. Plans are so important. When it comes to traveling, you know, traveling through the winter, plans are dead everything. I mean, plans mean absolutely everything, because without plans, I just, you know, I couldn't recklessly, you know, go away for the winter. In the past, many years when I started traveling, I did, you know, for maybe 2 or 3 weeks at a time. I may then have had the, you know, been a bit reckless and thought, oh, stop dithering about it. You know, I've met too many people who've changed their mind. Well, you know, they planned they're going to go here, there, and everywhere, and they've backed out of it and whatever. To hell with all that. And what I've done is that, you know, on the spur of the moment, I just go into a travel agent. Just give me that flight. To hell with everything. You know, give me that flight. I want to leave next week. And I did that, you know, many years ago. And then, you know, some people who I know, like, who said, you've actually booked the flight. Yeah, that's right, I booked the flight. I went to the travel agent today and I booked it. I didn't have internet in those days. Uh, you know, how can you do that? Because I've just done it. I've just walked into the travel agent and I booked myself a flight to Bangkok. So there. Because some people just go through their lives dithering. You know, they're planning on, you know, I'm going here, there, and everywhere, but they never get round to it. Someone always comes along, they ever change their plan. So you know, basically what I'm saying is that years ago, when I started traveling to these countries, I did tend to just, on a spur of the moment, to hell with it. You know, just go and book that flight and take it from there. But that was years ago. I don't do that anymore. I like to methodically book my flight months in advance so I know exactly when I'm going, when I'm coming back. And then once you booked your flight, once you got your flight in the bag, you can then have the, you know, you can go at a pedestrian pace, booking your hotels, booking your itinerary. You know, plans mean everything to me. And I like it that way. That's the way that I like it. And this is what's frustrating me about this year here. I can't plan nothing. I don't really see how anyone can plan anything. You know, it's nobody knows. I mean, I can right now at this moment in time, this moment of the year, I would be booking my flight for the autumn to begin my travels again. But I simply can't do that because I don't know what the situation is going to be come the autumn time. You know, I just don't know what the situation is going to be. Daniel Mills, will they ever move to Southeast Asia full time? The healthcare situation would stop me doing it. I suppose I would really. I suppose I wouldn't mind moving there, but I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. I've just seen a video from a guy, another YouTuber, who does some very good videos, and he's mentioned about people who go out to Thailand, retire in Thailand, but they're a bit premature. They don't really have the funds in order to back themselves up all the way. And also the fact that, if you go out there, there is a difference between living and existing. You've heard in the past all this "live like a king" rubbish. People back in the UK tell you, you can go and live like a king out there or next to them. I hate that phrase, "live like a king." Even years ago, that is so cringy. It is cringy. Live like it. Come on, let's be adult. Does anyone seriously think ever, even going years back, you could take £1,000 out to Thailand and live like a king? Live like a what? You're riding around in limousines. You're having 10 women a night. You're staying in 5-star looks. You really think you can do that on £1,000 for 6 months? That's absolute rubbish. There. And yet, even today, you still meet people who believe that. People who have never been there, but they're listening to Billy the bullshit. They're listening to these people. They're listening to the wrong people. No. If on a low amount of money, you could retire. If you have a low amount of money, perhaps you could retire in Thailand, but you wouldn't be living. You would be existing. All the things that you go there for in the first place. That the nightlife, all the temptation that you go there in the first place. If you live out there on a small amount of money, you probably couldn't afford all of those things. And you would quickly become very, very disillusioned. The fact is, and I've said this before, the way I like to do it, I work for 6 months in the UK, I earn money, and then during the winter time, this year I was away for about, it would have been close to 6 months. It was more like about 5 months because I had to come back a little bit early. But the fact is that, when I work throughout the spring and summer, I don't work because I want to work or the fun of it. I just get on with it. But the fact is, when the autumn comes and I'm faced with the winter in the sun, traveling around, I have the luxury of not being able to worry about anything. I've got enough money to go out drinking every night, having fun, traveling from various places. I don't have any money worries at all when I go away for the winter. I have no money worries. And I would rather, if I had the choice of living out in somewhere like Thailand for 12 months a year, but struggling for money, or doing what I do, which is working for 6 months of the year and then living it up for the other 6 months of the year, then I think that's the better one. I would rather live it up for 6 months a year than struggle for 12 months a year. It's as simple as that, really. So I don't know the way. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Not necessarily this year, but that's not because of financial reasons. That's because of other reasons. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. What have we got now? Yeah. Okay. Asian party. Yeah, living in Thailand. Anyway, I'm gonna do that. That plan is gonna come into fruition. That plan to go and get myself a nice can of Kronenberg. Oh. Okay. Now that plan failed. It failed. My Kronenberg is not cold yet. I only bought it earlier and I forgot. In the supermarket that I bought it, I didn't get it from the fridge. I got it from the shelf. So the Kronenberg is unfortunately not cold enough to drink yet. But never mind. It's another old favourite of mine. Wow. Stellar. Love it. There's another phrase for Stella that that we use in it. Well, some people use in England, but it's not politically correct and it's not a very pleasant term. Some of you may know it, but anyway, here we go. Stella, Jesus, come on, Stella, baby. I love it already. Stella's bloody good, good stuff. There we go. Wow, lovely stuff. Put the rest of it away. Ugh. Okay, let's see. Make money while having a Leo. Mr. Singh's got it. Mr. Singh. Yeah, he's with me. Mr. Singh is with me. Yeah, he's Nelson Mandela. Yeah, I'm having a glass of Nelson Mandela. It's quality. Between Stella and Kronenberg, I've never really decided which is the better, but they're both bloody good. Bertie, yeah, that's I usually do that, Bertie, yeah. Ernest Connell, Stella is actually my favourite beer. Good for you, Bertie, good for you. Lovely stuff. So what are we talking about? Jackie Chang, it's doable. This one, yeah, it's doable. Yeah, Jackie Chang, it's doable. You have to be very disciplined not to go to bars every night. This is what I'm saying, Jackie, though. This is what I'm saying. This is the difference between living and existing. If you went, if you went to Thailand, you retired out to Thailand, just make sure that you've got enough money. Just make sure that you've got enough money because, okay, you would change your lifestyle. You would change your lifestyle, even if you had enough money. If you're someone who is used to going to Thailand for a few weeks or a couple of months or whatever, and you live it up every night, and you decided, that's it, I'm going to go and live out there, okay? Even if you have enough money to party every night, you probably still, I wouldn't do it anyway, because you simply can't, the physical toll that it would take on you, drinking every night and living, you'd be dead within a year. I would anyway. And if you lived out somewhere like beside, if you actually, rather than stay in hotels, which you probably used to, if you actually lived in your own, apartment or your own villa or condo or whatever, then you would get used to not going out every night. You'd get used to staying in and watching Netflix most nights of the week. And just going out of a weekend at a time, you would have a different lifestyle, than what you had when you were holidaying in this place. I've owned a property abroad. I owned a property in Turkey. Don't ask what I was doing there. But I owned a property in Turkey for many years, and I have a little bit of experience of living in a property in a foreign country, and basically after a while you get tired going to the bars every day and night. You need to do more than that, really. You need to do more. John Mitch, how's things with you, John? I'm trying to keep smiling. Yeah, John, trying to keep smiling. But I don't think anyone's having a really good time right now, are they? Not everyone. I mean, here in the UK, it's beautiful. The weather's beautiful. It's a little bit chilly, but so what? There's a blue sky for daytime. There's no rain, and I absolutely hate rain. I haven't seen any rain since come back. Fantastic. But I don't know. I mean, it's after a while. It's if a couple of weeks ago, you see what it's like here. Everything's closed down. You think, well, it's strange. It's interesting. I've never known it like this. But then after a while, you think, no, I want to return to the old ways. I want to see people on the streets. Even the traffic. It was nice driving my car a couple of weeks ago, and I've said this before, but it was like driving in the 1950s or the 1960s. Hardly any traffic in the road. Bizarre as it seems, I'd give anything to see a traffic jam right now. I want everything to return to normal. This is anything but normal right now. Mr. James, lads, it's a place 3 hours from UK. It's as good as Potato. I've discovered it. Good night, 11. Well, come on, Mr. Singh, share it with us. Tell us about it. Don't keep it to yourself. Come on, I give information about places. Come on, Tell us where it is. It's not Amsterdam, is it? That's less than 3 hours from where I live. Sly Angler, Cuba is the Thailand. I went to Cuba, yeah, bloody good stuff, really good stuff. Tudorline, Head, what do you think about lady things? Are you quite generous? No, it depends whether I'm going to be with the lady and whether she's worth it or not. You know, some ladies will take the mickey, but I found as far as lady drinks go, I found one place where the girls were really good about that. They didn't trample the faster one on you. Well, it was actually Cambodia. You know, Phnom Penh, maybe Chinookville. Although that's gone down the pan now. Siem Reap. I've actually found, the girls that I got to know in Phnom Penh, they never took advantage of the lady drinks. You know, they didn't, you offer a lady, they didn't go and choose the most expensive drink on the shelf. You know, they were always really good with that. They were always really good. The girls that, got to know in Phnom Penh over the years were really, really good girls. Occasionally, you get to know a girl, on a regular basis, and you buy her a few drinks, and she will often say, she's got a good friend in the bar, another girl there, who, she's befriended in the bar, and she will often say to you, come on, buy her a drink as well, buy her a couple of drinks as well, because she hasn't got a fella right now, you know what I mean? She's my friend, buy her a couple of drinks. I'm not obliged with that, that's friendship, she's doing that because, that's her friend, and she doesn't want her friend to be left out. So I've got a lot of respect for the girls that I met in Phnom Penh over the years. They're great girls, really, really good girls. I really hope, I'm missing them, and I really hope that they're okay right now. They're not suffering. Let's see. Did John Mitchell ever visit the Thume coffee shop in Bangkok? No, I don't know that one. John. Probably Bangkok's a great city. Got to like it well over the years, so I'll probably investigate that place. More Bangkok videos coming up in the very near future, by the way. Okay, what have we got now? Someone else asked something interesting then, except I can't see it. Oh, come on, Shaq, come back to me. Come on, come back. Who's there? Philip Jenner. Ed, where is your 20-stone woman? I am very, very pleased to say that was it. I haven't really got a 20-stone woman. Other fellas my age have. I see plenty of fellas my age going to these social clubs with their 20-stone woman. Jesus. Oh, come on. Let's not mince words. We're all adults here. Come on, fellas. You must have seen a guy your age, and he's with a 20-stone woman, and you thought, oh my God, rather him than me. I'm glad I'm not married to that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, she may be a nice woman. They may be very much in love. They may be very much in love. But, not for me. Not for me. Definitely not. Andy Johnson, Therme Bar. What full of hot ladies going about 3,000 baht to your age? I don't know that one. I don't know that. Where is that? Which is that Nanit or whatever? I don't know that one. Sly Angler, steady Ed. Your thoughts, freelancer versus bar girls. It's a question of trust and cost. Bar girls are going to be more expensive, but freelancer girls are going to be less trustworthy. I mean, you don't trust anybody. But you are far safer. You're far safer with bar girls. You will pay a bar fine, but the fact is that girl is known to the bar. Now, obviously, when you bring her back to your hotel room, you are still going to lock your valuables away. You can't trust anybody, and that's across the board. That's in any country under any circumstances. The fact is that girl is going to be known to the bar. So if she behaves in a bad way, you can always go back to the bar if she robs you. Although I can think of cases especially Vietnam, where bar girls have robbed fellas, but that's another story. But as for freelancers, you just don't know. When those girls are freelancers, I always think to myself, they're freelancers for a reason. because maybe they've been banned. They've got a bad reputation amongst some of the bars. Maybe they'd like to work in the bars. Maybe they'd earn more money working in the bars, but they're not allowed. They're not allowed to. They're really not allowed to. I mean, I remember, in Saigon some years ago, there was a couple of girls who were following me on a motorbike. They were on a motorbike, and they were really good looking girls. They were really good looking girls, and I got tired of them following me. But then one of them got off the motorbike, and she started telling me, I thought, oh, she's a good looking girl. She's a good looking girl. This, but I thought, oh, what the hell? Listen, I said, listen, rather than arrange something now, let's just go in this bar and have a drink, first of all, and talk. Let's come in a bar and have a drink. And she was a freelancer. Well, let's go in this bar and have a drink. And I went into this bar where I'd been before a couple of times. And I walked towards the bar with this girl who'd been following me. And I thought, I'll buy her a drink and I'll chat to her, whatever. But as I walked in there, this doorman, this barman, like who I'd seen in the bar, and he's a really nice guy. As I walked through, he just prevented her from coming in. He just said to her straight, "You're not coming in here." Basically, you're not coming there. I thought, well, he obviously knows her. He knows her. The fact is that sometimes they are freelancers for a reason, because they've done something in those bars that they shouldn't have done. They may well have robbed people. So just be careful. You'll pay more money for the bar girl, but at least you'll be a lot safer. You'll be a lot safer. There's a lot less chance of you getting robbed. Okay, where are we? Yeah, let's see. What's this? Yeah. Kevin Ennis, I've taken freelance in Bangkok for 10 years and never had an issue with any. Good for you, mate. You're obviously very, very careful. You're obviously very careful. Yeah, some freelancers, yeah. Some people are freelance because they don't like to have any boss, or because yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair comment. That is fair comment. Do you know what Chappie sent me a message while I was travelling, and he was very concerned, about his belongings. When he brings a girl back to his hotel, and he was asking, and it's probably an important thing, maybe to make a video about. Uh, he said he was really worried about bringing girls back in case they were robbing. He said, and he said his laptop, his iPad or whatever he used it for business purposes, and he was very, very worried if that was to get stolen. Well, I can understand that. Yeah, I understand it's very important, but presumably he's going to lock this away. I mean, you're not going to bring a girl back and allow your valuable laptop or iPad or whatever it is that you use, especially if it's a business. You're not going to be allowed that to be on show. You would lock that away beforehand, and this intrigues me, this, because I'm one of those people. When I have my belongings in a hotel room, I am obsessive about locking things away. I don't have that many valuables. I don't carry jewelry or nothing like that, or hoards of cash. I don't do that. But I'm obsessive about locking things away, and I'm not careless. Even if I leave the hotel room for 5 minutes to go down to the receptionist for whatever, I will still make sure that any valuables of mine are locked away in that suitcase or the safe. If I can't fit them in the safe, then I'll put them in my suitcase with the padlocks on. I will not leave my hotel room even for 5 minutes or 2 minutes without locking everything away. And yeah, I've got an idea that a lot of fellas who get robbed in hotel rooms and are not like that. They will just leave valuables lying around. Well, that's something I wouldn't do, and that's basically how you get robbed. Is how you get robbed. Okay, where are we now? Okay, someone's mentioned, I expect Cambodia beer. The brand's my favourite beer anywhere in the world. Cambodia beer. Well, you have got a brand called Cambodia. You've also got Angkor or Anchor. They're the better ones. Cambodia wasn't my favourite. But if you like it, then that's good for you. James Sappos leaving them at reception. Yeah. Bungie, yeah? I don't know if you know this. I don't live in Liverpool. Okay? Let's see. Okay, nice. You prefer Singer or Leo? Well, I'm far more familiar with Singer. Singer's quite a nice beer. It's not, to be honest with you, with in Thailand, I often find that Heineken, or in Vietnam for that matter, Heineken is as good value as the local beers, so I often drink Heineken. Let's see now. Who lives in Notty? I don't live in Notty Ash. Uh, let's see. Chris Walsh, I got robbed by a tuk-tuk driver in Siam Reap. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. This is disappeared now. Okay. Let's see. What have we got now? Yeah, ants. Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah, that's why I get the National Express to Heathrow. You are quite right, ants. I live in southern England. I live in southern England. Pete and Eddie, I was in the same situation in Vietnam. She robbed my phone. Yeah, they do rob phones. I don't carry a phone around with me. I carry hardly any. I carry hardly any valuables around with me. This iPad, no, it's not called an iPad. It's called a tablet, isn't it? This thing that I'm using now. I carried that around me in a couple of bars and whatever. But you've got to be careful. I hear all the time of people getting their phones robbed and everything. You just got to be careful. You've got to. It helps to be a bit paranoid. Be a bit paranoid. I know that sounds strange, but if it stops you from being robbed. I mean, I was in a bar in Phnom Penh. Where there's a lot of skanky 51 Street, there's a lot of skanky girls around, and I got told of an American fellow. There's various tables there. This American fellow, and he's got his expensive smartphone on the table. All of these girls are really skanky. Well, they'll rob your underwear if you're not careful. Uh, this guy had his expensive smartphone, and there was this skanky girl sitting across from me, from him, and he turned around to chat to another American fella, turned back again. And his phone was gone, and she was halfway down the street with it. Well, just sorry, man, but what do you expect? What do you expect? This is just be careful. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm an omnivorous drinker. I drink anything, everything. Okay, it's time for the old favourite. Okay. It had to make an appearance. Couldn't resist it any longer. Beautiful Lamb's debut rum. Oh my God, that's so good. Who's going on about? Richard Mason. Okay. Ed, if the travel ban was lifted tomorrow, would you then start to plan book? I'm planning time in October, November, but won't book till the travel ban is lifted. Oh, Jesus, it's impossible to plan. How can you plan? If the travel ban was lifted tomorrow, no, because you never know when it's going to go back. You look at the figures now. In the UK, we haven't really peaked as far as the deaths, are going. Now I know in Thailand it's a different kettle of fish because they've got very few recorded cases. But you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. No, I'm probably frustrated because, like I say, I like to plan. I'm one of these people. I like my life to run like clockwork, and I like to know month to month, year to year where I am. I don't like any distraction. And I had to. I live not a bad life. It's not perfect. I wouldn't claim for 1 minute that my life is perfect. But the fact is, I do have the luxury of going away of the winter time for long periods of time. And, I like that. That's what I live for. So I'm frustrated that, the idea of actually planning anything is just not on the cards right now. It's just not on the cards. I don't think you really can. I just don't think you can plan anything right now. Ian Barn, in some of your vlogs, you seem to use chips over rice. You prefer curry and chips to curry and rice. I'll tell you what, I have done a video with this. I've had food poisoning, serious food poisoning, um, not many, maybe 3 or 4 times on my travels, which is really just, put me out of the equation for 3, 4, 5 days. Terrible. Laos, Cambodia, most recently in Taiwan, in Cuba once I had it, and in all of those places, the culprit was rice. Rice, boiled rice. Especially if you're getting it of a daytime. You don't know how long that rice has been sitting there, gathering bacteria. So rice is the enemy. So I'm very, very wary of rice right now. And as for chips, I like chips, fries. I like fries. I just feel safer with them. They're being fried, and you got to assume the heat of the frying pans. Sorry, the fat is gonna kill the bacteria. Rice, I just don't trust rice anymore. Let's see. Uh, that's what Chris did his talk. It could go on until 2022 and never be 100% normal. 2022, I probably won't even be alive by that. No, that's a terrible thing to say. It's a terrible thing to say. I'm not getting any younger. When you get to my age, you got to treat every year as if it's your last one alive. Yeah, and that's why I like to plan years. I like every year to be a traveling year. I like every year to travel and to do things and to have me fun and me travel and adventure and all that. I do not want to have a lost year. And the way things are looking, it's not a lost year, 2020, because the fact is that I've already had me fun at the start of this year. And I did have me fun, in Vietnam and Thailand. I did have me fun. Yeah, but the fact is, the rest of the year could well be a write-off. That's the way it's looking anyway. Who's that? Who's that? Okay. Who's that? Come on, what did he just say then? Yeah. Simon and Simon. My brother's inside, wife and daughter, lives in Bangford. Does what you do, lives inside. That's good. That's a good way of doing it. 6 months here, 6 months there. That's a good way. No, I suppose I'd rather live abroad. But there's another thing. You see, people often say to me that would you retire abroad? Even people back in back home where I live, they know that I like my travel. They say, would you go and live abroad? Where exactly would I live? Because I travel to various places. I don't stay in the one place. If I, bought a house or whatever in Thailand or Cambodia or Vietnam or whatever, that means that I would be stuck to that one place, and it would limit me for traveling to other places. And like I mentioned earlier, I've already had the experience of owning a property abroad, and I know that it's not all that it's cracked up to be. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Chris Wall, save money now, spend money in retire later. Yeah, sure. Good for you. Okay. Ernest Connor, Mongolia. I've never been to Mongolia. Do you get good massages? Oh no. Uh, Bungie Bungie, I thought you watching porn while the travel ban is on. Pornhub, he said. I've never heard of that one. I got out of that one. I got out of that one there. Well, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Who's this? Mm. Lamb's debut on. Barrington Christian, when I grow up, I want to be like you. Well, an alcoholic. You really want to grow to be an alcoholic now? You don't. John Mitch, I'm thinking of moving to Colombia. John, I'd love to have a talk with you sometime. Yeah, I'd love to meet up with you. You obviously are very enthusiastic about Colombia. I'd love to hear what what your take is on it. You certainly seem to be enthusiastic, and I do hear that Colombia is a really good place. I've been to Colombia. I travelled as part of my South American adventure 10 years ago. I spent a month in Colombia and in various places, and well, I thought it was fantastic. But I'd done it on a travelling basis. I didn't stay in a one place. But Colombia, yeah, I'm hearing so much about Colombia. I know somebody who often says that that even though this chap he knows not actually been to South America, he has heard that Colombia is everything that you think Brazil is going to be. I've heard this many times. Brazil is the most well-known country in America. I'm sorry, in South America, but Colombia is the real deal. It's everything that you think Brazil is going to be. Well, I'm not so sure about that person because I've travelled for months through Brazil and I've been to Colombia. And to be honest with you, as far as South America goes, I don't think you can beat Brazil. I still think Brazil is the number one. It's a magnificent country. Absolutely, absolutely. I've probably said this before, but Brazil is simply magnificent. And there's this strange thing, really, at this moment in time. I hear a lot of people mentioning Colombia, but Brazil, seems to be the forgotten country in South America. I don't hear of anybody mentioning Brazil in this day and age. The sad thing about that country is that Brazil has always been a tomorrow country. It's got so much to offer the world. Its natural resources and its culture and a fantastic. It's such an amazing place, Brazil. But so many people still perceive it as a bit of a no-go area, which it isn't. You can, but it's gone a little bit backward now. They had the Olympics, they had the World Cup, and the word was that this is it now. Brazil is going to become a developed country. It's going to become one of the best countries on planet Earth. The problem is the old problems seem to have resurfaced again. The favelas, the violent crime, the corrupt governments. They've had the Olympics, they've had the World Cup. They were probably lucky to get them, but it's faded away and it's returned to its old problems again. Very, very sad. It's been a long time that I've met anyone who's mentioned anything about Brazil or who's going to Brazil or the plan. Brazil has once again become the forgotten country, which is a shame because I've travelled all over Brazil and I know it's fantastic. I've had so many great memories of Brazil. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, okay. Okay. So up to now, I've been on for about an hour and 16 minutes. Uh, Jesus. Why do they always come in pairs, those sneezes? Okay, listen, I've been on for an hour and 16 minutes now. And this is okay. I mean, what I'm doing on these live streams, I do them on the spare at the moment. I never ever plan them. I have to be in the right frame of mind to plan them. But this is a Wednesday night in the UK. It's everyone's miserable. Everyone I've met is miserable. No one's having any fun on the planet anywhere in any country. And come on, we've all got to pull together. So that's why I think I like doing these like kind of live streams. I wish I was doing it on a better system, but I can't really develop the system because my laptop, won't. This is a problem with the app for some reason, and I can't really investigate a new system because all the department stores are closed and everything. So I hope you can bear with me with these little primitive. There I go with that word again, primitive. It's such a nice word, that, isn't it? Okay, with this little primitive system, and I want you to think of this as a little occasional radio show, a little late night radio show. Look, we're all having problems in this world right now. I don't think anyone's really happy with what's going on right now. I mentioned the word plan. in the title of this because that's what this is all about. I want to know what plans people have got because the fact is that you know, I live for my plans. I live for planning my winter travels. And why this is getting me down is because the way things are looking right now or for the foreseeable future, I can't plan anything. If I plan something, I want to know that that plan is solid. It's actually going to happen. It's going to work out. Um, who knows what's going to work out right now at this moment in time? You know, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I've got a couple of bottles of Lamb's Navy rum to cheer me up. Okay, I'm going to finish this soon anyway. Okay, keep it real. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Okay, Matthew Snow, my plan is to drink beer. Good for you. There's far worse plans than that. Okay. Yeah. Willie Walker's events, yeah, this year is a no-go anyway. Just save the penalty for the next year and go crazy. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Andrew Johnson, things can only get better, Eddie. True, yeah, they can only get better right now. I'm just glad that I had my fun in the winter time. You know, I was traveling for many months in the winter, and it was only the last couple of weeks that were really, you know, a disaster. The rest of it were really good. Okay, I had my ups and downs during my traveling. Those who've watched any videos of mine will know that Taiwan didn't exactly work out well. I had food poisoning for half of it. Taiwan didn't. A couple of places that I visited in Vietnam didn't live up, you know, to expectations. Traveling is like that. Traveling, you've got to expect it's got its ups and downs. But even the negative side of traveling, it's still a traveling experience. I'm still glad that I've done it. I've been to lots of places, lots of countries, which haven't lived up to expectations. But I'm still kind of glad that I went there because at the end of the day, if you don't try, you'll never know. You know, you can't really give opinions about countries that you've never been to. At least, you know, I've been to disappointing countries. You can't tell anyone about the country that you've never really been to. You know, so basically, even a negative traveling experience is still a traveling experience. But I had some great times during the winter time, during the autumn and winter time. And I'm glad that I've done it. And like I said, the only negative time came right in the last couple of weeks. I wanted to go out on a big blowout in Pattaya, a big full frontal, no holds barred, over the top blowout in Pattaya for the last 3 weeks. But you know, it didn't work out that way. And I had to get an early flight home. But anyway. Yeah, okay, Nigel. Yeah, okay, good to hear from you, Nigel. Okay, uh, Peter, what did you think? Peter Blue, what do you think of Natrang? Well, I've tried Natrang. Well, I used to love Natrang. It's very Russian now. That's what I think of it. I have done plenty of, plenty of videos on Natrang. Okay, Sly Angler, yeah, okay. I won't mention what he said anyway, but yeah, fine. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Who's that? Simon. Has you ever had a meet and greet with subscribers when in Pattaya? I've met many people, floating around Pattaya. Funnily enough, the last time that I was there, I've just said a moment ago, I was planning on a big three week blowout in Pattaya, and that was my plan to meet a few people, subscribers, and do that, because that was the end of my travel. That was actually when my traveling was supposed to be over and done with, and I could just relax and everything. But it just simply didn't work out that way for reasons that you already know. Nigel, cheers, Nigel. Thank you, Nigel. That's much appreciated. That will go to the Lamb's Navy Fund. Thanks for that, mate. Andrew Johnson, everyone take your vitamin D. Yeah, apparently that's a big help. I am eating more fruit when I'm here. Anyway, I am actually eating healthier. Still drinking, but I am actually eating a bit healthier when I'm here. I'm exercising a bit more. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, I'm going to end this right now anyway. I'm going to end it while the going's good. It's just over 300 viewers here on a Wednesday night. Listen, listen, right now at this moment in time, we are all in the same boat. And in any country that you are watching this right now, whether it's America, Canada, UK, Australia, Ireland, whichever country that you're in, maybe European countries right now, we're all in the same boat. I'm miserable. Lots of people that I've met are miserable. So many people are miserable. You know, this problem isn't going to go away very, very easily. Oh, by the way, Mr. Mitch, thanks for that anyway, mate. Cheers, cheers. Glass of rum for you, mate. Anyway, always good to hear from you, Mr. Mitch. Everyone's miserable right now, but let's all pull together. I'll probably do a few of these little live streams, these on this primitive device. There I go with that lovely word again. Okay, maybe through the week. Everyone, take care. Keep thinking positive. There's a few more vids still to come from Vietnam, from Saigon, I'm from Bangkok. Keep thinking positive, and you know, let's just hope that we all pull through this together. Listen, cheers. Okay, that's all I can say. Keep thinking positive, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.